What is gleaning? Gleaning dates back to Egyptian times and is an ancient tradition of gathering crops left in a field that have been harvested by the farmer. Many cultures promoted gleaning as an early form of community food support. The Community Kitchen operates a food pantry and soup kitchen in their building on Mechanic Street in Keene, New Hampshire. Their programs are part of modern community food support. Phoebe Bray initiated the Gleaning program 3 years ago and is the executive director of the Community Kitchen.
The traditional idea of a food pantry is a building where people walk in and get a pre-selected bag or box of non-perishable food items. Several years ago, we moved away from that model, and we now have a choice pantry. Our clients come in and work their way through a pantry line and pick the items that they need or want. As part of our funding requests to the United Way, we have to provide soft data. And one way we get the soft data is by conducting a survey. We asked regular questions, but one question we asked really jumped out at us. If you did not get the fruit and vegetables from us, where would you get it from? And the answer was they wouldn't. They can't afford to go and buy the fruit and vegetables. So being asked to join the Gleaning program was a no-brainer. We need the fruits and vegetables, our clients need the fruits and vegetables, and it melded the two together. Buying produce for our program just isn't an option. We service over 500 families a week. We can access produce through the food banks, and we actually salvage fruits and vegetables through the supermarkets. But to be able to introduce farm and garden fresh produce into our pantry is just amazing.
Realizing how important the Gleaning program was going to be to ongoing food gathering, Phoebe launched a search for a Gleaning coordinator, and in July of 2013, Sarah Harpster joined the kitchen team.
The Community Kitchens program differs because, for one thing, we have community giving gardens around the community where people are growing food specifically for the consumption of our guests. This was already in place when our program got started with one garden. C&S Wholesale Grocers was already donating food that they were growing specifically with the purpose of donating to the Community Kitchen. In the second year, the UPS warehouse has joined. Liberty Mutual, which is located on the western side of Keene, has grown a garden for us as well. And Monadnock Humane Society offered space for a garden and didn't have the volunteer support to do that, and some volunteers stepped up and grew that garden as well for us. And we have other groups such as Community Garden Connections, where they are growing food around the community, and they bring that produce to our door and donate it to us. It's quite a lot of produce that they are bringing to us this year, and are talking about expanding the amount of produce that they grow for our guests as well. The really great thing about the produce that we're getting through this program is, first of all, it's very difficult to get fresh food in the charitable food system. Of course, it's very important to get shelf-stable food through charitable food system, but you don't get the great benefits of the vitamins and minerals that you get in fresh produce. So we're able to bring fresh produce that's sometimes brought in the same day that it was harvested from the plants, and get those into people's hands, and they're able to eat that. And there's really not another source like that in their diet when they're on a tight budget, especially because we've all noticed it at times that we've had where we go into the grocery store and the produce is so expensive. That's the first thing that we leave out of our basket as well.
Sarah, who started her job with the growing season already underway, hit the ground running. She quickly brought the Gleaning program into the farming community of Cheshire County. Bruce and Jenny Worcester have owned Piccadilly Farm in Winchester since 2007. They were already putting some of their excess produce into the charitable food system when Sarah approached them about helping the community kitchen.
Gleaning is and can be a really nice way to get even more of our seconds quality but still good produce into the populace. I was going to say marketplace, but into the charitable stream. Most of the produce that we end up funneling to a place like the community kitchen is surplus that we've already brought in from the fields, and it's sort of moved through our washing, packing, distribution stream, but winds up being surplus that way. There is also a lot of produce that stays out in the field, and I would say probably even more produce stays out in the field than actually moves through our production stream and ends up as surplus. So there's a tremendous opportunity, I think, to satisfy more needy people through a gleaning program. And it's not necessarily going to benefit or improve the bottom line here at the farm, except for the goodwill that we're able to generate and enjoy, and also the way that all of us can feel good about serving people who are in need. So we look forward to more opportunities for gleaning to happen at the farm, and as you can imagine, as a vegetable farm, like many people in business these days, we find that our days are short, the demands are high, and we really have to find the ways to keep moving fast and to stay as efficient as we can. So there are many times when we don't just double back to harvest extra produce that might not be saleable through our regular CSA or wholesale channels. So a lot of that stays out in the field, and we can turn that back into the soil, and it does help to keep the nutrients and the nutrition in the soil for future crops. But there's also, I think, plenty of opportunity given people and infrastructure and resources to come and do it, since our hands are full. But there's going to be a way that we can get more produce to more people in a way that we all feel good about.
The question is why? Why do we care? And I think, you know, of course we're in business to make money. That's one of the principles that we have to uphold of our business. But there are other legs that we stand on. And as a community-supported farm, of course, we want to serve our shareholder community, but we want to think a little bit more broadly than that, too. Who is the whole community that's surrounding this farm that our farm is in? And that includes some people who, at some times in their lives, can't afford to buy the food and to feed their families. So, to us, it's just common sense.
Sarah has successfully developed the vision of the gleaning program for the community kitchen. She and her volunteers have gleaned at Tracy's community farm in Fitzwilliam on numerous occasions. Tracy Look has owned and farmed this land since 2008. She always knew she wanted to farm and explains the importance of keeping farms in neighborhoods. Her farm has options that help people access produce if they cannot afford to buy.
It's been awesome. Compared to even Sullivan, the support here has been amazing. We're in a great location. We're right off of Route 12. People love it. They love that we're here. All of our neighbors are so supportive and excited to have us here. They were worried this land was going to get sold to developers and have something happen on it that they didn't want, and everyone just loves it, which is awesome, which is just so nice. And we just have great community support. The work shares it's an opportunity for people to work in exchange for their vegetables. So it does give people an opportunity who don't have money or would rather work to work in exchange for their share. That's developed over the years, and we found a really good group that actually really is worth working for their share. It's been a very tricky thing, to be honest with you. So at this point, we really require people to come out and do an interview. Because it needs to be worth it for us, for them to be here. It's a huge amount of skill to actually be out here and harvest and know what to do. And the work shares help. And if they don't help, then it's not helpful to have them here. So that took years to develop, and it's gotten a lot better because we pretty much have people who've been coming for 6, 7, 8 years now. And we will take on new people, but we need to know that they can actually work. There's a lot of people who think, oh, I want to work on a farm, it's great, and they come out and they don't really realize that it's a lot of work and there's a lot of skill involved that you develop over time. So it's a tricky thing, but it is an opportunity for people, and we have quite a few people who are taking advantage of it. We have at least 10 field workers and 11 delivery drivers who work in exchange for their share. So the delivery driver option is actually more open because it's a little bit less of hard physical work, so pretty much anyone can deliver as long as they have a license and insurance. So that's another option for people, is the deliveries.
The Gleaning program has evolved to include community gardens, the Keene Farmers Market, and Piccadilly Farms CSA. The benefits are enormous, not only measured in the amount of produce gathered.
The other thing about Gleaning is that we're taking volunteers from the community, and some of them are guests at the pantry, but anybody in the community. Our volunteers have been from age 6 to 80. And they come out, they enjoy each other's company, they meet new folks, they get outside, and they do such a tangible thing. They pick some produce and they know it's helping somebody that might live down the street from them to get their very basic needs met. So I find that people come to the program because they want to learn more. It's really much in vogue to learn more about the local food system. They want to know where their local food is coming from, so they get to go out to the farms and orchards and see them. And they want to do something as a family sometimes, or they just want to do something different. So the volunteer opportunity is actually really fun and meets a lot of people's needs for a volunteer opportunity.
Adding gleaned produce as part of the pantry program brings the community kitchen into alignment with their mission statement, which is to provide healthy and nutritious food for clients. Looking to the future, the community kitchen has big dreams and continues to work with local organizations and farms. Our goal is to find a collective solution to move clients out of poverty. If you would like to learn more about the Gleaning program at the community kitchen, please visit our website, thecommunitykitchen.org, or email Sarah at tckgleaner@gmail.com, or visit us Monday through Friday at 37 Mechanic Street in Keene.